Hi, welcome to our first episode of Gathering of Branches. I'm Bob, the GM. I should probably look at the camera while I'm talking. We're gonna dive into some quick introductions and get started because we're a little behind tonight. Rebecca.
Hi, that's me. I'm Rebecca. I'm the one who introduces myself first. I will be playing Olwyn, and I'm happy to be here.
Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I play Betrys. Also happy to be here.
And Megan.
I'm Megan. I play Aeronwy. I'm not happy to be here. I'm being held against my will. Help, help, help.
Uh-oh. That's it. I'm gonna get banned now on Twitch.
I'm blinking 3 times.
We do play in a historical setting where ransoms and hostage are a thing, but we plan not to bring that into any sort of immersive reality here. So we'll keep that in the game and probably not dwell on it. All right. Let's go ahead and dive in. So we're going to stay away from any sort of Roll20 view today. I do have character views that we can trigger when need be, but the Roll20 view will be outside of the viewership for tonight because it's a lot of work to get that set up, and I'm going to wait for episode 2 for that. We're gonna keep things to narration and voice. So we'll do a quick recap. Year is 485, and it is the 5th year of King Uther of England's reign, of the Britain. Logris, which is predominantly most of England at this time. I will just pull open a map. Probably makes it easier. Actually, no one can see it, but I can see it, so I'll narrate. So I just got through that. Logris is predominantly set up of most of England that isn't either one conquered by the Saxons, 2 Cornwall, which is very much its own entity at this stage. Wales is its own independent place, and then the north of England is its own kingdom, Malahut, with invading Saxons up there as well. Saxons are the most major threat to the island currently. There are other invaders. There's the Picts to the north, up in Scotland, and there are also probably more important for Summerland are Irish raiders that love to harry the west coast of England. This game is set in the magical county of Summerland. It is both a kingdom and a county, depending on who you talk to. Those who live here refer to it as Summerland, the kingdom. Their king, Cadwy, is known as the Magician King. He's a very eccentric old man, very old and very weird. The rest of Logris refers to him as a county. He made some kind of negotiation a couple years back when King Uther, Pendragon, mustered and rallied together his forces and invaded Summerland, which was an independent kingdom at that point. Some kind of backroom deal was made. As a result, King Cadwy is known as Count Cadwy everywhere else. So it's kind of like a low king, high king scenario, though most of Summerland doesn't really pay attention to that, you know. It's that whole Monty Python, you're not my king, I didn't vote for you kind of thing. That's Uther for most of Summerland. All right. Why don't we dive in? So in the very last session, we had our folks start to gather in a place known as Barrowcrest Manor. This is located pretty close to the Mendip Hills, between 3 major sites in Summerland: the southern city of Wells, the northern city of Bath, and the future Bristol, which is known as Great Bridge Castle, which is King Cadwy's seat, his formal castle and seat. And throughout the year, we watched as Olwyn, Betrys, and Aeronwy all respectively made their way there. We'll do some minor updates. So we last left off with Beatrice being a traveler without certainty. She was led by someone named Vivian, led through a valley where they watched her go, and there were some ominous words shared about whether or not Beatrice would survive. Spoilers, she did survive. You aren't entirely sure why you're here yet. You've been here for a frustrating amount of time for not knowing why you're here. So you would have gone probably July-ish, and now is like late February, and you have no idea why you're here of the next year. You've been staying with an old lady named Lilo and helping her out in the hamlet beside the crest. You have not, despite your best efforts, been able to speak to the lady of the manor of Barrowcrest, so you're in the hamlet beside it. You've been helping the lady around the house. In favor, she's been teaching you a few surprising things about magic and what have. Her name is Lilo. Did I mention that? Or it's Lilo. I'm gonna go with Lilo. That's how it sounds in Disney. Damn it! I'm gonna do that. Could be something else.
Mouse says so.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's an update to your situation. For Aeronwy, you were gifted with the dead body of your knight recently by a dark rider of some sort after witnessing
So true.
a duel in your dreams. So
That was weird.
little. I don't know. I guess
Cool.
it's kind of strange. I guess so.
Sure, there's a logical explanation for it, though.
Isn't there always?
Yeah. No. But I'm gonna try.
I think we had identified that Aeronwy is the closest thing we have to Agent Scully in this group. So always.
It's through no fault of my own. The roles just really want me to not believe anything.
That's fair. All right. So we're going to kind of zero in on the perspective of the person who isn't quite here, who isn't quite here. That's Olwyn. You've been traveling. It's not very far. It's only a few days by foot to reach here. From the castle. You were at Great Bridge Castle recently. You're traveling with good company, though. Do you recall who was escorting you?
It was. I have no idea. I don't remember. It wasn't Cadway proper.
Correct. It wasn't.
I think my aunt was with me. Was she returning home?
I have opened the wrong Roll20. That will.
Whoa.
There we go. That'll help a little bit to have the right game open. So, perfect.
Little.
It was not your aunt. Nope. It was the prince. Prince Melis.
Oh
Gosh, the prince?
I
Green-
don't know.
Yeah.
But goodness. Okay.
So Prince Melis offered to escort you on behalf of his father, who was sending you on this mission. Melis is a young knight. Very clearly, like, he would probably be appearance like 20, so outside of the realm of a Kimrick.
Whoa.
Yeah. Definitely got that real like young Lancelot energy to him, / Fey Knight guy, somewhere in the middle of those two. He, if there was like a, hey, is he weird at all or mystical? Yeah, he rides a green horse. So that might be a slight giveaway that there's something abnormal there.
Rain, my eyes.
He's very proper on the way there, but he's very kind of quiet in his own head. When he does things on the journey, it's more like he's found like singing or reciting a poem, something like that. Just like you might as well just write his character in a fairy tale. Like that's basically the life he leads on a day-to-day basis. It seems like so. At least at this stage. Is there anything you wanted to do at the end leg of your journey? You can see that this has been described for you. There's a crest, a manor up top of a hillside nearby. You're currently journeying through a valley to reach it.
Right. Would he have been repeating many of the same songs at all? Perhaps I've been able to pick up some of the words.
I think so. Yep, absolutely.
Well, if he continues to sing again, I'd like to maybe join in at the bits that I have learned just by virtue of him singing them over and over.
All right. Go ahead and test orate for me, please. Let's see how this goes.
Oh boy. Oh, great. God, thanks.
Oof.
Not to recite like a CGI movie, but this is like it's like we finish each other's sandwiches. Is that the kind of
Sandwiches?
Yeah. Like,
Oh, that's the wrong verse. I've got a bit, but
yeah, he just looks at you like kind of raises a brow a minute and then smiles your way. It's a very distant interaction he has with you for the majority of the time you're here. As you start to head into the valley, he says, "You'll want to stay close through here. If you don't, I can't promise your safety, my lady."
I suppose I don't have a choice then, do I? And you will close the distance a bit.
What do you know of this place? This Barrowcrest Manor and this valley?
Well, the King Cadwy did say that it's very dangerous. The Barrow Valley is quite dangerous, riddled with all sorts of creatures and such. And that I wasn't quite ready to go there yet, but to be heading to Barrowcrest, and that's a much better place to start. That's about it, I think.
It's nearing spring now. There should be very little threat at this time. That's my hope anyways. He just continues to ride. I'm not afraid. If something should cross our path, I'll deal with it, and I'll have you ride ahead.
I see. Well, I'm sure you'll do excellently.
With that, he kind of looks to you a moment and says, "I'm sorry if this journey was, well, I've been distracted lately."
Oh. By what?
A future. One I'm not certain is best for Summerland or my father. But I'm certain it will come.
What sort of future? Is it just nerves?
I don't think so, no.
What has you feeling so apprehensive? If you don't mind me asking, if it's not too bold.
I think Father might have made a mistake, bending the knee to Uther. I think it might be the end of the Summerland we know.
Oh no? what would Olwyn have known about Uther? Has she heard much about Salisbury other than...
You can do intrigue or folklore. Folklore would be like low lore on the subject, so this would be like the peasant gossip. Intrigue would be the courtly gossip.
I'm gonna roll intrigue.
I thought that might be the case. You can't roll a 20 again, right? There we go.
It's still a failure.
Still a failure.
But it's not a fumble, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, this is something I was going to cross the bridge for. I did for Aeronwy, and I think I forgot for Betrys and Olwyn. Do you have a check in intrigue already?
I do, yes.
Okay. It wouldn't have helped you, but please make a note. I'm going to get you to upgrade anything you had check marks with. Once we finish this vignette, we'll take a quick pause. Do that. You guys don't have that many to work through, so we'll do them real quick. So what was your last comment to Melwas?
About Uther. What she would have known about it.
All right. So intrigue, failed intrigue. Still, you'd know a bit. He's a bit of a warlord. He's someone that the Supreme Collegiate didn't vote into High King, so he's king, but he doesn't have all of the major figures in Britain proper bending the knee to him at this point. And specifically, you'd know just because you know he invaded your land, so lit a lot of stuff on fire. The
rest of those Salisbury Knights.
Specifically, like you, right? Because your lands.
Yeah.
So this is really important for you now that I think about it. You are from what is now Salisbury Manors. Before he invaded, they were Summerland Manors. You and your family had to basically flee death from Salisbury invaders, and that was all opportunity offered up. Like, not necessarily directly Uther's play, but Uther didn't give a crap about it. He let it happen. So Salisbury, think of yourself as like you're from a historically contested land, and that war, his invasion, allowed his vassals to come and take your father's land and all your neighbors' lands and burn and kill anyone that got in the way. Basically raid the land and conquer the manors in the area. So yeah, you might have a bit of a problem with that.
Yeah.
Probably a bit more than the other. Well, not more than both. Aaron, he has some personal blood with that too. Yeah.
A little bit.
It is rather a bit surprising that he did. Not to speak ill of the king, it was a bit of a surprise, unless that he did do that. All things considered, I imagine he had some sort of pressure on him.
I think so. Or he saw something. Sometimes Father sees things that even I can't see. Though in my recent visions I saw an end to the Summerland we know. I can't really describe it.
Well, I mean, not to be selfish, but the things your father did see got me out of a bit of a sticky situation that I didn't really want to be in. Who knows if this is going to be better for me, but I think maybe we should trust him, and hopefully it'll turn out for the best. We all do our best.
At this point, give me an awareness roll.
Yeah. It's a 15 out of 2 failure.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you're talking to him and you're looking his way, and then you see him tense up, and You're a bit too late to notice there is a dark rider standing in front of you right on his horse. His mount looks strange to you, almost like it's a bit too wide. Just something is off about it. It's hard to explain. Do you have anything with glamour?
I
don't think so yet, right?
I don't think so.
You don't have magic lore or anything of the sort, yeah. You can give me a fairy lore test, so.
Yeah. That's a success, baby.
Oh, you've heard about this guy. And you can tick that, by the way. This is a member of the Unseelie court. One of the best knights in Summerland, though he doesn't owe his allegiance to anyone. Think of him like a mercenary knight. His own keep, he rules his own lands, and they're on the other side. It's the Goblin Knight.
Oh. She's just kind of like gonna shrink down a little bit.
He wears like a long visor, and the armor he wears actually is very strange. Actually, Melwis is similar. They wear an armor that doesn't really exist. You just assume it's something. It's something from somewhere foreign, kind of thing for him, right? But seeing it on the Goblin Knight too, this is effectively for the viewers and the audience. This is like plate mail. It's like an early plate mail. And Melwis kind of turns to you quickly and says, "Right ahead. I won't let him touch you. Go.
You.
I'll be
Okay.
fine. This isn't the first time." And with that, Melwis speaks up and he says, "The lady is chaste. You will offer her no trouble on her way." He looks at you and the Goblin Knight narrows his eyes, sort of like watches you as you ride by. Are you riding by fast, slow? Are you riding at all?
Hesitantly, like a couple like trots, and then if he looks at me like for very long, then probably I'll start to ride off. Yeah.
Yeah, he stares the whole way. His head just kind of turns with you, and he kind of sneers you away, but he doesn't move in to harm you or anything of the sort. He just turns back to Melwis and says,
looks suspiciously as she kind of trying to like judge intent if it is as ill as it.
Oh, you're cutting in and out.
Has been told. Sorry. She will look at him like the Goblin Knight as she's passing. Kind of like narrow her eyes and try to like gauge intent, but eventually just like I'm gone. Yeah.
Do you look back after you kind of trot along just to see what was happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Neither of them are there. Uh-oh. Got robot Rebecca going on here. What was that last piece?
Oh no. Oh, I just said pillar of salt.
Right.
Look back.
They both seem to be missing. You were called to, just because you're a fairy lore test, I'll give you this too. For a bit, you saw like the landscape itself was different. It wasn't colored because it was winter still, right? It was a bit barren. But there was something more jagged and menacing about it, and now it kind of looks more simplistic in structure. Yeah, more mundane. All right.
Strange.
Betrys and Aeronwy. please give me an awareness test.
Love making awareness tests. Yes, sir. As soon as I find it.
And
I failed.
I figure that might be the case. There's a good chance
Oh,
that
yeah.
happens. Oh, so close for
so
Beatrice.
failed.
Oh,
Okay,
good job, team.
right? So Beatrice, I think you're on a task right now for Lilo. Something in the town proper. What shall that be? Probably collecting something. Maybe just firewood. Actually, would make a lot of sense right now.
Yeah.
So you're off to collect firewood. And I imagine this isn't you cutting down yourself. So she probably pays some or trades with somebody. So she would be like the equivalent of the apothecary in town. Like she collects herbs and sells herbs, that sort of thing, and various oddities that might be needed from time to time, which you found strangely during the fall. This place really came alive in many different ways. Lots of superstitions, lots of pagan ritual here. Yeah, you would have noticed that in your time previously. We're gonna take a quick pause though, and let Beatrice and Olwyn catch up their check marks from the previous year. So, if you could please both look on your sheet, find anything that you had checked, with the exception of fairy lore for Rebecca, who just rolled that now. And you're going to test them. You're going to roll each of them. Every time you roll a failure, you get to raise that automatically by 1. So we'll just call out.
I have courtesy and intrigue.
Okay.
So would you like me to roll both of those at the same time?
Yes,
Or-
please do. Yep. Okay, so courtesy goes up to
Courtesy
6.
failed. Unchecking and rolling. And then for intrigue, that's a failure, baby.
Intrigue goes
so
up to 8.
unchecking intrigue and putting it up by 8.
2 8.
Correct. Yes.
Weird. I got a
Yes,
7.
yes.
I got a 15.
Wild. I don't know how that happened.
Right? Okay, and then
yes,
same for
that's
Emily.
all of my checks.
So I have very different ones. I have love for my deity,
Yep.
and I have horsemanship.
Sound like our intros. Go ahead and check, or go ahead and test each of those. Let's see. You want failures? Ooh.
I succeeded.
Yeah, it happens. You had more than a.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
I have bad luck no matter what side. All right.
And then go ahead and test horsemanship.
Yep.
Someone who notoriously rolls bad will roll
Really?
great during this part of it.
Oh yeah, that's my typical.
That's Mark.
That one
Mark
was
can
a
tell you about
failure.
that. Yeah. So
Horsemanship goes up.
horsemanship up to 4. And then for both Rebecca and Emily, you get to do like a training. So this can be any of the following. It can be one of your traits, one of your passions, or one of your attributes raised by 1. A skill at 15 or higher can raise by 1. Or you can get a pool of 5 points to put into any skills under 15.
Ooh.
That's in addition to
Exciting.
the one we can take up
No.
in personality traits, passion.
No, it's
No,
or.
It's
an
1
or.
in those or 5 in the below 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Not pretend I have any stat above 15.
Yeah, most people don't have a skill above 15. At start, you might have one at 15. Like, so for knights, a lot of time they'll start with 15 and they'll try to crunch their way to 20 as quickly as humanly possible. in sword or horsemanship or lance or something. But it's almost kind of worth, you get better bang for your buck by finding that, well, it doesn't really matter. Do the thing that you like. That's what Pendragon's all about.
Yeah. I think I might up orate a little bit. So the pool of 5, it could put anything, or like you could split it however much you want amongst your skills,
you
as
could say,
as long as nothing goes up past 15.
Exactly. So you could take your intrigue, that's 8, and raise it to 11, and then take your courtesy, that's 6, and raise it to 8, and that would be your 5.
Oh, but only ones that we improved this.
No, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Any skill lower than 15, you can spread your 5 points around.
I might put something to orate because I just embarrassed myself.
And Megan, we already did this for you, right? That's why I didn't include you. We did this at the end of your session, didn't we?
Yeah, we did this at the end of the session, which is why I have a 9 in awareness instead of an 8. I upped it.
And if you rolled what Beatrice did, you would have had a critical.
Woohoo!
Wow. Let's twist the knife there.
Okay. Are we good to continue?
I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What did you raise? It's always an interest for people.
Okay. Going back. I raised my awareness, my fairy lore based on where I am. I was trying to base it on where I am. Awareness, fairy lore, and then intrigue.
Okay. What did you raise your awareness to?
Oh, wait. And my courtesy. Because, I'm living around other people. I should probably... My awareness is at 9.
Okay. I will allow you to retest awareness.
Okay.
Odds are you won't succeed. Yeah. Especially with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a fumble. That makes it even more interesting. I got a good idea for this. Okay. So you're wandering back with firewood.
Yep.
And someone says, Beatrice, watch it. Olwyn, you come riding in hard with your horse. Give me a horsemanship test.
Oh boy, I didn't. Just to let you know, notice. I did not.
Yeah. Don't fumble. You're fine.
Beatrice.
Please don't fumble.
For someone worshipping a horse goddess, Beatrice is having a lot of horse incidents.
I'm having a lot of
I'm gonna apologize in advance for this, Beatrice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be
It's not
fine.
a fumble.
It's not a fumble.
Not a fumble.
Okay, Olwyn, you have a choice. You're about to collide with Beatrice, who you have no idea who this young, teen, early teen. You can effectively test Dex. You can try to bring the horse to a complete abrupt halt, which risks throwing you from the horse into a nice, late winter frozen mud mixture. Or you can barrel into Beatrice.
Ooh.
And this is entirely within your character's reaction, is what you're representing.
Listen,
I think I'm gonna test Dex.
Okay.
Because there's a part of her that's probably not super paying attention, but also I feel like her reaction time is pretty good.
If this was Olwyn's aunt, you would just keep going.
Oh yeah, I would not give a shit. I would stare into my aunt.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, I'm so sorry, Auntie.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I just missed. I'm just so bad at horse riding. I'm sorry.
I'm just so pretty.
I'm just so
I
pretty. It's
forgot
the only thing
Mention
going
that,
for me.
Mention that. I'm just Dex. I clicked it. It might be going through. We'll see.
Someday.
That's a success, baby!
Whoa! You got some good decks, bud.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, Olwyn leaves the horse temporarily, but manages to hold on as the horse comes to an abrupt stop, kind of colliding with the front of it, just barely hanging on so that you don't go flying off into the mud.
Just imagine her just like vibrant red hair just like swishes in slow motion, like Florence, eat your heart out.
And
Oh.
Beatrice you just saw your life flash before your eyes. Is the
Yep.
two you encounter each other?
My short life.
Why don't you two give us I think it's worth doing the whole physical description thing as the two you meet. Be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Olwyn is just kind of short to average height, average slim build, has very long, curly, flowy, bright red hair, like a vibrant shade, like very bright, deep, like green eyes, high cheekbones, and freckles, and a skin that looks like she's spent a lot of time just outside playing in fields of flowers. It's like a healthy glow about her.
Yeah. So contrary to that, it's a great way to start an intro. So before you is a also average height, semi-slender build, early teenager. We're saying 14, 15. She has kind of sandy brown hair with kind of a tinge of red. It could be argued strawberry blonde. She has gray eyes. She's average looking. She's not in the best clothes that could be worn. They're clothes that you can tell have gotten work out of them. She's probably repaired them herself on and off. She looks very startled and a little angry. And she's staring up at you, which I'm sure on a horse you're much taller than her.
Okay.
She's kind of staring up at you incredulously.
I'm terribly sorry. I was being escorted, and there was. I mean, he didn't seem terrible, but the way he reacted, I was apparently terrible. Sorry. Are you all right?
By some miracle, yes?
Well,
Why were you bolting into here?
I was told to ride hard, and I did.
Riding hard does typically mean looking where you're going, though.
I'm not terribly accustomed to riding unaccompanied, but I'd be happy to take some pointers if you have anything to give.
Not many, but I'm sure it's something.
It's more than I have, I'm sure.
Where are you trying to go?
Barrowcrest Manor?
Oh.
Is that far?
Not terribly. I was going there too. You said there was someone with you. Should we send help?
Pause, freeze frame right there. That's perfect timing. Cut over to Aeronwy, who's out on a little bit of an errand to retrieve her brother.
Oh
has not
no, where's he
returned.
gone?
Yeah.
Little guy.
He tends to go out on his own, and he definitely pushes mom's limits of don't go too far on a regular basis. And
Yeah, I mean,
keep in mind,
how
he's-
far is too far, really?
yeah, he's a young teen himself, right? So he's getting out of
Teenager.
that childhood age and more into the I do what I want kind of scenario, losing a little bit of his innocence, unfortunately.
I mean, after a body showed up on our doorstep, probably couldn't hide that from him.
Yeah.
Seen some horrors in his life.
Test awareness for me again, please.
Right. So, yeah, Aeronwy's probably wandering around wherever she thinks he's gonna be and yelling out, Grifflet! Grifflet, please come back! Please roll?
Yes, please.
Awareness roll, please. It's not doing it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
There it is. Oh, success!
excellent. All right. So you can tick that.
Yeehaw.
Given the stakes, Olwyn, I'll allow you to tick your dexterity there.
Oh, hell yes.
Oh? Okay. Checking dexterity.
How do you
No, Olwyn. Sorry, we'll tick dexterity.
Oh.
how do you take dexterity? Do you just have to make
I
a
don't think
note?
you can.
'Cause I
Oh,
don't-
maybe
I don't
you
think there's-
can't actually. Now that I think about it.
Wow. Oh, well, give it
It's
and
like,
take it away.
Sucker. No, just kidding. You know what? I'll give you a prudent test on that one, or a prudent check, because you chose not to be reckless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chose not to run over a child.
And I'll also give you generous rather than selfish, or wait, merciful rather than cruel. Merciful rather than cruel. That's
I
the one.
appreciate your mercy.
Yeah, you should. I'm quite merciful, actually.
By the way, that's one of the
Olwyn
cool
giving
things
all
you can
kinds
do in
of
this
gold
game
stars.
is if you're like, I don't know what I do, you can be like, what virtues do I want to test against each other to see whether or not I would do this. Sometimes you end up with really amusing results. Okay, so Aeronwy, you ride for a bit, and then you hear a bit of commotion behind you, but in front of you, you see your brother at like the edge of the valley, exactly where he's not supposed to be, and he says, Aeronwy, look, it's him. It's Sir Melwis. It's the prince.
Are you sure? And she's gonna like ride up, be like, you're not supposed to be out here, right? She's also gonna look.
He just looks at you like, come on. And then he looks back. And you do.
Teenagers.
You actually see Melwis for a moment. It's like the valley itself is fogged over, and for a brief moment you see him riding hard towards the Dark Rider. It looks very similar to that Dark Rider that you saw in your dream. And then they're gone again.
Ooh.
The fog fills and they're gone.
So like how far away would you say they are?
Like considerable. Like several hundred feet. Yeah.
Down. Like several hundred feet down, not like I
No,
ride several hundred feet.
Here, like the way I picture it is the hamlet is up a little bit of the hill, and there's kind of like, off one of the switchbacks, there's like a nice crested area where the hamlet sits, and then you go up further to get to the manor proper, which is more defensible. If there were any sort of major threat, they'd probably pull the people from the village into the manor. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the reason I ask is, first of all, do I have my sword with me? Would I have any reason to have that with me? Okay.
Test suspicious for me.
Alright, let's see.
It's kind of overall, how paranoid are you on a regular basis? Right?
I mean, oh wow, yeah, suspicious did get leveled up. I did spend a lot of last episode being a very suspicious person. So I assume I have my sword with me.
You do.
Cool. We're gonna roll another check then.
Okay. What do you want to test?
Oh, I'm testing prudent versus reckless. That guy's trouble, and he's attacking the prince.
Okay.
We might do something about it, depending on.
You gonna do something about it?
I think we're gonna do something about it.
Okay. Going to retrieve your horse then?
Yeah, I'm gonna retrieve my horse and say, Grufflet, you're gonna go back home, all right?
Okay, so I will give you this. Your stables is all the way across town. There is someone on a horse.
You said I was riding up.
Did I say that? Did I specify you were riding? I don't know why you would ride through town. I'll give it to you. I did say that. I don't know why you'd ride through your own town, but I'll buy it.
I mean,
yeah.
Depending on how far Grifflet ends up going, it might be a little bit more efficient to have a horse.
You might have assumed the worst. Yeah. Okay.
Which I was right to, because he's not supposed to be there.
Yep. Absolutely.
Suspicion paid off once again, and now I'm gonna get myself killed.
Indeed. All right. Why don't you? What am I gonna do here? You're going to ride forward. And I'm gonna let the other two test awareness because it's happening like on almost the other noise you see. I'm gonna give you this as like the camera pans back to them. The other noise is their near collision. So that's happening.
I assume so.
Olwyn and Beatrice, please give me an awareness roll. It's like your encounter just kind of happened, and then you're about to see this rider potentially ride past you here.
No, I'm not.
You're not.
She's so pretty, you know?
I'm so pretty.
Yep. So, I'm not sure what Olwyn's focus is. Maybe looking up at the manor that's, the opposite direction. But Beatrice, you look out and you see... You're pretty sure you've seen this commoner in town already. You saw her actually last year training with a knight, acting as the knight's squire. But you haven't seen the knight for a while now. Not sure where he went.
Not since the incident.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah, there were lots of rumors, but what you found with this town is it's like full of rumors. It's really hard to distinguish reality from fiction.
Yeah. All right. So I see her, but I don't see anything else going on.
You do. So there seems to be some kind of scuffle. You just see like a brief glimpse of it, basically. Two knights, one donned in like bright shimmering silver armor, and another in dark, matted, armor on a big mount. And the two look like they're about to charge at one another. And then the fog fills the valley. So this is the valley that you walk through on the way into town. And this squire seems to be riding out in that direction, sword in hand.
Yeah, buddy, we're ready to kill.
Okay.
Kill.
Do I have any idea who those people are before the fog?
You can give me a recognize test.
Should have leveled that up. Let's try.
Sorry, before you do that, you can also use heraldry instead if you have it.
Let's see. I sure don't.
Okay. Heraldry would... Okay.
It's a failure, but not by that much.
Yeah. Failure's a failure. But also super common for starting characters, so don't feel bad. Especially some of these are knightly skills that you're rolling, and therefore, like, what do you know about the knights and the heraldry of this realm, right? So,
yep.
You don't. You Oh no, I should have tested something else actually. What I should have done is test folklore. Do you have folklore?
Folklore.
There's a green horse.
There's a green horse involved.
Yeah.
I do have folklore.
Test that, please.
Still a failure.
No, it's okay. You're like, where did I hear about a knight riding a green horse? You find it fascinating. Like, it's not every day you see a green horse, right?
Yeah,
It just catches your attention. You're like, what?
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out my knife.
Okay.
I'm not moving any closer.
Olwyn, you see this girl right after? this pulls out her dagger all of a sudden.
She's not looking at you. She's looking.
Is something the matter? Did I say something wrong?
Not for you. We might want to go in another direction.
There's a lot of that going around today.
Where did he tell you to go?
About this point, Olwyn, you kind of look. I mean, you've been interested in what was happening behind you for a while, right? So you look back and you see that there's this young rider that just flew past you while your attention was on the manor. And you see her riding out towards the fog that you, the last time you saw Melwis, he was in the fog that she's riding towards.
Oh. She just kind of like stammers out towards the knight that's riding by, and probably not doing anything.
Sorry, what was your action?
Because you said that she was riding into the mist, or right?
Aeronwy is riding straight towards the mist. I was gonna say Doom, but the mist.
Yeah.
Doom is implied. We know.
So yeah, she was gonna try and like call out to her, be like, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. But not knowing if she would be able to get all the words out to her.
I'm gonna say that there's no reason Aeronwy wouldn't hear it. It's like it's loud right now, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, if Aeronwy hears it, she's not gonna listen. We've already made our dumb decision. We're going.
Yeah.
Sorry, Olwyn. I don't know you.
Absolutely. All right. So you ride towards the mist, and then you see something begin to emerge from it. Aeronwy.
Yeah. Stab. Could be Melwis, though. We don't want to kill him. Is it green?
What's your preparation here? This could very well be the Dark Rider.
I think, because she is aware that the prince is also there, so we're not going to try to like kill him on accident. Obviously, we could kill either one of these. We're just so good. We're just that good, baby. So she's going to like have the sword at the ready, but be very ready to like pull back if she starts seeing hints of green.
Okay.
If it stays shadowy and kind of like, black, like black armor or something, then we're gonna hack and slash this thing, man.
So you're basing this entirely on your ability to recognize quickly enough whether it's friend or foe, correct? Based on your vision?
Yes, and if she can't recognize it, if we don't know for sure, she's just gonna pass on by, loop around,
okay,
take another pass at it.
Okay, so you're not that on edge about it. Okay,
pretty on edge, but like still making sure we don't kill someone we're not meant to kill.
Awareness roll.
Awareness.
Oh no.
I leveled this up. Don't fail me now, buddy. Failed.
Okay. For a half second, in your eyes might be very well playing tricks on you, because for a half a second, you see the Dark Rider, and you have a clear shot at him.
Whoa.
Prudent versus reckless, please.
Okay. Sorry, Melwis. Okay, that's a failure and prudent. Okay,
Reckless
a worse
is more.
failure on reckless though.
Do you swing? So
Think-
to be clear, you failed both. So
Mhm.
I will give you, because I think it's more thematically and intense to give you the option. Do you swing?
I think that prudent was closer to being a success, so we're gonna not swing.
All of a sudden, your vision changes, and it's like they're gone, and the fog's gone, and before you is a boy, and he falls to his knees. He's like maybe 16, maybe 17, somewhere in there. He's completely bruised and battered, just completely cut up. And
Little guy.
he looks like he's been tortured, just absolutely tortured. And he falls.
Oh, no.
He falls to his knees, like in front of your horse, and he kind of like reaches up, and he's like, "Help me, help me."
I am not sure if Aeronwy. Oh my goodness, messed up my own character. I'm not sure if Aeronwy knows enough about fairy nonsense to even like pause to think about this. Is like, oh shit, there's a child, okay, and she's just gonna like rear off the horse and go like, whoa, and she's gonna hop on off and be like, you all right? What happened to you?
Please, I want to go home. I just want to go home.
Where's home? We should get you out of here. There's a fight going on somewhere.
He nods, but he doesn't. He looks almost like blank, like he doesn't remember home. Like there's something going on. He seems confused. Maybe I said.
Okay, well, kids lost in the woods often will be confused, so she's gonna like help him up and be like, "All right, we'll get you to town at least, and then we'll see if you can remember anything. All right?"
He nods.
Can I roll first aid?
Yes, you may.
All right, gonna adopt a fairy child. Good job. Success. Is there anything that like can be quickly fixed, like anything that I need to be careful of on our way home?
Yeah, he has around like his ankles and his arms. He has like really, like almost like gaping wounds, almost.
Oh, jeez.
It looks like just wear and tear wounds, but they're like they're cuts there as well, like deeper, more fresh, new gashes. But the skin itself looks like it's undergone significant like bruising trauma as well. Probably shackles, you'd gather.
Looks like it, yes.
You also see like he's not wearing a shirt. He's like in just his pants kind of thing. No shoes. And you can see on his back, like as you get like go to look at him more, he's got like whip scars all along his back.
Well, this poor kid. I don't know if we're gonna stop to think about where in the world this guy came from and why he is here. I think this is more important than hunting down revenge, unfortunately. The Black Knight lives another day. I'll get him eventually. So we're gonna help him up onto the back of the horse, being very careful and kind of like looking around to make sure that like no one's gonna come out of the fog and like slice him off the horse or something.
Noted. I'm gonna go ahead and just give this one to Betrys and Olwyn. You see, I think this all happens within a couple of minutes, right? So you watch as the rider, like you watch this boy appear seemingly out of nowhere, and Aeronwy starts to help him up. As he gets closer, you can see his physical condition. He doesn't look particularly good. I mean, yeah, definitely doesn't look particularly good.
Did we see him prior to the fog?
No.
So we saw him like appear afterwards.
Yeah.
Same.
He appeared out of the fog.
Given
sure
the fact that
nothing
he
weird.
appeared out of the fog, and that's where, the Goblin Knight and Melwis was, I feel like I might need to roll trusting versus suspicious, because it's
Absolutely. Yeah, give
it's
her.
a thing.
One of us has to. Apparently, it's not going to be me.
I don't even know which one of mine is.
Okay. It's a success on trusting.
Critical and suspicious.
A critical suspicious.
You can tick
Ooh.
suspicious.
Alright.
And
cool.
despite you wanting to sort of trust, you see, I think this is like your empathy for someone under that kind of duress makes you feel immediately drawn to them, like in a positive way. But then you start going, that's exactly what they want me to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far be it from me to appear to be artless about any of this, but where did you come from exactly? Addressing the boy.
So this is like
I just came from there.
This is where Aeronwy is riding up.
Okay.
As soon as she sees Olwyn, pretty girl, she immediately there's a huge horrifying scar on her face, and she just on instinct is like, oh boy.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you've seen the character art for Aeronwy, correct? Yeah. So that would be noticeable for you folks.
Yeah.
It's pretty noticeable. It's pretty gruesome. There's teeth showing where the scar goes through.
Yeah,
she's
full on
a little
Two-Face.
insecure about it with the pretty lady here.
Well, good news. I think that Olwyn is so focused on this weird boy, especially with the critical on suspicious, that
Thank goodness for that.
she is completely ignoring you, just laser focused on this boy and his deal.
All in.
Sorry, how did you get past them?
He's almost he's not all there. He's not all there right now. He just keeps repeating himself. I just want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Where is exactly?
I want to go home. And he's just completely out of it. Yeah.
I don't think he knows, miss. I'm gonna...
She'll turn to Aeronwy and be like, Olwyn. Sorry.
Olwyn.
My name is Olwyn. What was your name?
Aeronwy. Miss Olwyn. I was going to patch him up. See if a warm meal might help him.
Melwis was escorting me through the forest, through the woods, and a frightful night appeared, and he told me to run. And ride, and so I did. And I didn't notice anybody.
Well, he's here
Not that I
now.
was really looking, but in mist, I assume.
That doesn't bode well.
I should get back and help take that knight down. He killed my knight. And she kind of turns to the kid and she's like, "If I leave you with these people, will you be all right?"
I don't think you should go back.
Why not?
I don't know.
He killed my knight.
Oh. Well then, don't you think he'll kill you too?
If he's going around killing people here, that's my problem. If I die trying to stop him, then that's what's gonna happen.
You were being trained by him, right?
Was.
You running in there, the Dark Knight killed your knight, despite the fact that your knight was much better trained than you. No offense.
I'm aware of that. And
It
also,
just
I'm the
seems
only
like
one who
an
can protect this place.
It just seems like an awful waste of a life.
And what if he
You
kills the
could get-
prince? What if I could help?
I didn't even know the prince was there.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, that's where you clue in. You're like, that's where the green horse news came from. Huh?
That's when the green horse spoke.
Yeah.
Well, given
Well, go
they're
ahead.
gone, they're gone. Wouldn't it be better to save your strength, get better, instead of just throwing yourself at things?
Let's
Right.
roll prudent versus reckless.
All right.
Well, when I
What?
did turn around, they weren't exactly there anymore. So
Got a success on prudent and reckless, lads.
So I think it's like when you're faced with this through somebody else pointing it out. Probably one, it probably annoys you more. Two, it's like you start to,
Maybe they have a point.
an extra voice of reason, unfortunately. Yeah. And what makes it more
Damn.
important is you remember like the fog kind of faded after the boy came out. And now there's no sign of fog, there's no sign of clashing. You're not even sure you could cross over at the moment.
Oh, yeah, and she's gonna remember the last time that some nonsense happened with Faye stuff. She's gonna be like, she's gonna look back. There's no one there, and she's gonna. Right, I'm gonna go patch this kid up. I've got some supplies at my house.
you need an extra set of hands.
Do you know how to. Yes, small child.
I know a bit of chicory, I guess.
And Beatrice was raising her hand.
Can I? Because Beatrice has been around like fairy lore fairly often with her mother. Can I roll like suspicious versus trusting just to see how well I trust a child appearing out of the fog?
Yeah,
If
I think
not,
so.
I get it.
No, I think so. Now keep in mind this is a teenager, not a boy.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
He's like
Even worse.
15 or 16 because
Worse.
that matters,
Worse.
right? Like
Yeah,
for your fairy
yeah.
lore, yeah.
Alright, let's try.
It doesn't mean you
Oh.
not
Ooh.
trusting. Now you're gonna crit
Yeah, he's
suspicious.
16.
I know, right?
All right, everyone but me thinks this guy is fishy. Sorry.
Where did he come from exactly?
I went in to fight the Black Knight, and I found him instead. He's obviously been tortured. He has to
wasn't
get help.
there before, right?
I don't know. There's fog.
I didn't see him.
Well,
I'm gonna look at
they
Olwyn.
both of them disappeared when I turned to look back. And I didn't see him. I didn't see anybody until I nearly ran into you. I'm sorry again about that.
He doesn't. By the way, this entire time, Beatrice is holding the reins of Olwyn's horse. I'm not rolling for whether or not I trust her on a horse. I know I do not.
Yeah.
I'm holding,
Owen has not gotten off the horse too, so that's extra funny.
Suspicious
holding
Olwyn
reins of horse.
horsemanship.
He doesn't look in a fit state to be running into the valley because he would have had to get there fairly quickly, right?
Yeah.
I'm just not sure where he came from.
Doesn't matter. He's hurt.
It might there are a variety of things that can do things like this. I'm a little unsure. Should I roll it? So I don't want to outright say it.
I'd like to roll folklore while everyone's talking about this, because maybe
Yeah.
some gears are starting to turn and being like,
Would it be
is
folklore or
something
fairy
going to
lore?
go on?
Fairy lore would be more specific, but there'd be folklore is appropriate too. I will test. Like fairy lore is you're gonna get more specific info about fairy lore, right? Where folklore might be.
Because she said the Dark Knight, and I have an idea of what that is, right?
He's
Or no?
Batman.
He's Batman.
You can test some fairy lore
I
if
do.
you'd like. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna test folklore too.
Alright.
Got a success on folklore.
Okay. What are we testing? So Aeronwy, you're looking for what specifically? There?
So specifically, she doesn't really care if
Mhm.
this guy is like a fairy or whatever. Mostly just like, is him being injured some sort of bullshit fairy ploy to do some nonsense that will ultimately hurt people? Like, are there stories of people finding injured boys in the woods, bringing them home, and then you find your family murdered 2 days later or something?
Yes.
There are stories about that.
Yeah. You just don't know what. Not necessarily family murdered, but lots of bad things happening. But folklore is just going to offer you general superstitions. Like fairies are known generally to like curse lands and things like that. That would be about as much as you can get. But specifically, there are stories about orphans, like bringing an orphan home or having your child behave differently for some reason all of a sudden. You don't remember the exact details about that with folklore. It's more like, I know my cousin Mitch had that happen once, that kind of thing. Like that's you know, saw it when he was picking up the turnips. He did, you know, that kind of thing. Like, and fairy lore is a little more specific to fairies.
Okay.
To the land of fairy. Now, someone else is testing something, I think. Go ahead, make the
Yeah, I was
Roll
gonna
fairy.
fairy lore. Okay, and you're looking for what, Olwyn?
It's suspicious, and just to see if she's, came out of the forest, and I'm trying to think of anything like just tortured things appearing out of nowhere.
I'll give you this. Like, they say and were you looking for a general as well, Beatrice? Because you can make the same.
Yeah.
Roll. Why don't you do this same test? Okay. So
The most suspicious.
it happens. So Olwyn, I'd say so. Both of you have some pretty good fairy. So both of you would know the story of changelings, right? But that's almost always with a young child. Like that's the whole point of that. It's someone is taken and swapped out with a fairy replacement of them, right? It's almost always a child story, and that's why it tends to spread fear a lot. So what you're running into there, Beatrice, is despite your suspicions, you're like, this can't be a changeling, right? Like, changeling wouldn't be a teenager. You've never heard of that. Or you're like, but there's kind of a party that's like, or could it? You know?
Okay.
And then for Olwyn, on top of that, I had another piece I was going to give you. Let me think about that. I had a really good additional piece of information. Oh, the Unseelie. The Unseelie court.
Right.
The Unseelie are known as kind of the bad fae. You would guess that fae that you encountered in the Vale was probably part of the Unseelie. The Unseelie tend to work alone or in they're less organized. They're not organized like humans are into feudal society. They tend to be more solo lone wolves in a lot of the ways they run. But they are notorious for torturing and harming humans. That's the big difference. So they both courts like pranks, but the Unseelie like to hurt or often punish. Yeah, they go further.
Well, I do like to hurt people, but maybe they would bank on us knowing that. I don't know what to do.
I do. Okay. I'm going to leave him with you. Not going to take him home. And I'm going to go get supplies. Because if he is really hurt, I'm not just going to leave him like this. And you two watch him for a second.
Right.
All right.
All right?
I'm sorry, I don't know either.
I don't know either of you either. But you seem very
Anna.
invested in this strange, tortured boy that I have on my horse.
Yep.
So she's going to gently, lead him down, right off to her house, grab some stuff, and come on back.
Yeah, Olwyn will finally get off of her horse and despite her suspicions, try to be comforting to him. Just take a look at his wounds and just talk in nice, hushed, calming voices to him.
He just kind of, he's definitely rocking himself back and forth on the ground, almost in a catatonic state of some sort.
Are there any of his wounds that aren't taken care of?
Oh yeah, a lot of them. There's a lot of open wounds on him. None of them are deep and bleeding out. He's not going to bleed to death, but there's a lot of potential for wounds that could turn dark and smelly and lead to terrible things. Yeah.
Can I try and kind of aid those and or rinse them out, whatever, kind of try to help them be less likely to go dark and gross?
You could do some basic first aid while Aeronwy is away. Why don't you test first aid for me? Olwyn, what are you doing at the time while Aeronwy is away?
I'm gonna be just kind of talking, maybe distracting him with a story, especially as Beatrice is looking into the wounds. Just, trying to distract him from, how hurt he is, how
Okay.
So
we'll treat. So Beatrice, you can tick. No, you can't tick first aid for that. Sorry, that's not a. Your first aid is good, so you have to critical to get it higher.
Yep.
But what the two of you are doing is helping soothe him, but he needs more help than that. You know what I mean? You're definitely comforting him but he needs like a proper bed and probably some serious help with that. Do you have Olwyn? Do you have surgery?
Yeah, I do.
What level? Test it, please, for me.
Gotta sugar him.
Yeah, sugar.
Yeah, sugar.
Surgery.
Oh.
Surgery. Yeah. All right.
Sure agree.
You can tell that his right wrist is broken. So he definitely needs to have that looked at. And his wounds aren't deep, but he's definitely in need of being mended up and lots of rest. And then, so we're going to cut over to Aeronwy for a second. Aeronwy, you have a guest along for your ride who's running behind you as fast as they can. Who's that boy?
Oh.
What are you doing? Where are you going, Aeronwy? What's going on?
Who is it?
It's your brother,
Who's
Grifflet.
Grifflet?
Oh, it's Grifflet.
Yeah, remember he was there watching you and you rode off, right? So he's right
Got
on
a
your
little
tail
guy.
again. Yeah.
If you want to help, you can, but it's not pretty. I don't know who he is. Might be a fairy, who
All right,
knows?
what can I do? How can I help? Do you want me to tell Mom?
Yes, maybe. I need
All right, I'll go tell
bandages.
Mom. He runs off.
Okay.
Mom!
Also, question for Bob.
Mother! Yeah. Yes.
This is something that Megan knows from having a fairy phase as a kid. Fairies don't like iron. Is that a thing that holds true in this universe, and is it something that Aeronwy could know?
Very unlike. What's your score of? Well, test it. Test fairy lore one more time. I think this will probably this fairy lore will be the equivalent of any fairy lore test for like the rest of the scene, probably the rest of the.
Oh, I failed. Almost fumbled even.
Yeah. So you're out of your element when it comes to this. You've heard some rumors and superstitions, but I think what this is you've always treated those as like just other stories, so they don't stand out to you anymore.
Little stories.
Yeah. Despite being from here, you've clearly learned to turn a nice blind eye to it. So.
I mean, half the time the milk goes bad because my brother left it out because he's dumb and 12. Like, it's not always the fairies, guys. So I guess I won't be testing this strange boy with iron. I'll just grab the stuff that I need while my darling little brother goes and tells Mom. Booking it back. You gotta catch up them wrists.
All right. So we're gonna go back to the three of you together again.
How's he doing? And she like hops off her horse and starts like unpacking the like. She probably also brought like a little like pail of water to like wash things out and stuff. Just like the things that you would need.
Yeah. Olwyn will immediately point out all of the things that she noticed. Like, he's got a broken wrist, and wounds need to be cleaned, and these need to be taken care of over here too.
Got it. All right. I'll start. Perfect. And she'll hand Olwyn like another washcloth or something to like start cleaning the wounds.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at Betrys. It's like, are you able to help at all? Are you willing to?
It's Betrys.
Betrys, good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Aeronwy.
Good. I mean, limited help.
All right. You can
see
hand us things.
A pile of lumber beside Beatrice, by the way.
Yeah.
He needs rest. He needs to lie down.
Lie down. All right.
So is there someone we can take him to?
memory serves Megan, I don't think we have any, like, real good surgeons in town. Otherwise, I assume we would have sent Dad to one, right?
You can absolutely this would be good for like folklore, actually.
I love rolling folklore instead of fairy lore. Absolutely love it. I rolled another 19.
I roll
I don't love it that
D&D
much.
rolls right there.
Yeah, if this were D&D, I'd be doing
Yeah.
so good right now.
So I'm gonna give this to you anyways because it kind of came up during your introduction. Typically, chirurgery is only really well known really only well practiced by nobility, by ladies specifically.
Right.
It's almost entirely uncommon amongst like knights and squires and stuff. And so probably the only one in town that would really know it would be the lady of the manor.
Now, we have not bothered the lady of the manor about Dad, I assume, which means that it is probably not something that we are often welcome to do.
To bring a commoner to a noble would kind of be a bit of a faux pas, unless there's been a suggestion that, she would play that role, right? Like, and there are people with some chirurgery, but it's bad. It'd be like Lilo probably does it, and it's like more people lose a limb than anything else when Lilo does it, right? Like, yeah.
Surgery with 300% death rate.
Yeah, they don't have statistics back then, so they're good. It's all folklore, so it should be fine.
You don't know it was 300%, so it's fine.
So yeah, exactly. And if you don't know it, it doesn't exist. So
Exactly.
So, what do you all want to do? I can tell there's a nice in-character point of confusion about what to do next, which is perfect. So let's go ahead and get the three to deal with that.
Somewhere to put them.
We can probably. What does the wood look like? Like the lumber? Is it all like logs? Is it more like
mostly
planks?
kindling and small cut lumber for a fireplace, basically.
Could use that for a splint at least.
Yeah.
That looks like yours though,
That's what I was
Betrys.
thinking.
Did you spare any?
No, it's fine. It's all fine. She starts picking up sticks.
Having a day, isn't she?
She almost got run over by a horse. She's having a day. So what are we doing with him long term? Because this fixes the immediate problem. There's more than an immediate problem.
Well, if he is what you guys were talking about, then we can't let him into an home, but he does need to rest. We could put him in a barn, maybe? I mean, travelers sleep in haylofts all the time.
Just in someone's barn?
I guess.
Will he live through that?
I don't know.
It's summer-ish, right, Bob? So he's not gonna like die of exposure.
February.
Yeah, it's late February.
It is February.
Yeah.
That's an issue. Well, barns have to be.
You will die of exposure if you stay out here too long. Yeah, it's not nice. It's like it's starting to thaw. It's like the first thaw, right?
Okay.
An early thaw.
Barns have to be warm enough for the horses to live. So I mean.
I wouldn't feel good if we were wrong, as
exactly.
certain as I am. And I imagine you don't have many people around here that can fix him up.
Not really.
I can do a little bit, but it's probably the best chance we have right now.
Yeah, I don't really know anyone who's good at it.
Yeah, so like the way they describe to like first aid would be an immediate fix, patch fix to get him stable or to get him somewhere.
Right.
Surgery is the kind of thing where your hour is in a fixed location and then days or weeks of rest following it. So
Yeah.
you know that like not to take away from the barn, valid idea. You have a couple of different ideas. You're probably not on the same page about what those ideas are, but you have getting him somewhere fixed where you're not going to have to move him is as important as finding him that first spot. Like once he undergoes care, you're going to want to keep him warm and fed and tended to, kind of thing.
I know that I think I'm pagan, but like, are there churches anywhere nearby that we could take him to?
Not here, actually.
Not here.
Yeah.
Well, out loud, Aeronwy will say, Lady Barrowcrest probably knows, but we're not supposed to just bring anyone to her. It'd have to be nobility.
Well,
Well,
I probably have to announce myself as I was meant to arrive here. So I could do that and find out if there's a place where we can take him at the same time.
Why
So
were you
Barrow
coming
knows-
here? Exactly.
Because King Cadwy asked me to.
oh, you're here from. We need to figure this boy out first, but
Right.
why would?
Point
He
of
said
order.
that things were happening
So
and that there was a gathering.
I think
Branches?
for Aeronwy, you're just cluing in. You're like, so wait, she showed up just when I saw the prince, and she's sent here by the king. Did she just come here with the prince? Like,
Well, yeah, I guess she did. Bonkers. We're traveling with the prince then.
Aye.
Right, because the Dark Knight. Right. Well, okay. We can talk about that later. But we should find a place to keep him, and if you can talk to Lady Barrowcrest about it, I mean that would help a lot.
I wouldn't bank on talking to Lady Barrowcrest. Maybe she'll like you better than me. I've been living at Barrowcrest since July, and I've never seen her.
She's quite reclusive, but if Lady Olwyn is supposed to meet with her anyways, then
Wouldn't hurt to test our luck.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess so. Beatrice looks slightly insulted
this is where
at the idea that Olwyn can get an introduction, and she's just kind of there.
welcome to nobility and privilege. Yeah,
Slightly insulted Beatrice.
Oops.
all right. So on to the lady of the house, the Barrowcrest Manor.
Indeed.
Ooh.
My girlfriend now.
Gonna steal her from Dallin.
That was
Oh,
You're
it's a
so
hermit now.
mad we stole Gwydion from you.
Mm-hmm. I need a rebound, baby. Let's go.
So, you reach the manor. So again, you have to kind of go up the hillside proper to reach the rest of the manor. So there's a small incline to reach the actual hamlet that you're in, and then there's a far greater incline to get to the manor that kind of overlooks the valley. Not for Aeronwy, because she's seen it. Betrys and Olwyn, that's where you notice like the tree beside beside the manor. And in winter, half of it is dead, and half of it is like a lush. Sorry, I'm getting my thoughts backwards there. Part of it is dead, and the other part is like a strange, almost multicolored look to it. Abnormal, almost like fall, like it's set in forever fall.
Wow.
It's a very centerpiece, like, of the manor. You can tell that the manor is built with it in mind, like it's in the courtyard leading into the manor proper. Or the entry, the front of the manor, let's say that. All right, the three of you make your way to the manor, right? Is it all three of you, or just Olwyn? All three. Okay.
I'm honestly not sure. Well, yeah, I guess all four of us if we're all going, but are we supposed to go up with her, or is Olwyn supposed to like present herself alone?
I imagine we'll get like partway there, and she'll turn to them and say, well, I do believe I need an escort. The lady shouldn't be going anywhere alone, especially with a strange young boy, don't you think?
I agree.
Of course, you lost the prince, so just got us now.
Right. And I have to rely on you. Thus, I feel you should come with me. Right, she'll kind of give a playful little wink.
All right. So you reach the manor, very similar to Aeronwy's introduction. There's a knock, and then the door will open. There's Lady Gwynedd standing in one of the large gathering rooms as you enter, kind of like a foyer almost.
And what part of the day was it?
It is
evening.
No, it's like midday.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Probably like late afternoon by this point.
Olwyn will give a nice proper curtsy. Evening, lady.
Let me test something.
I'm also going to roll courtesy just to see.
I want to try and
terrified to roll courtesy.
Aeronwy still doesn't know whether to bow or curtsy, and also I think she has an injured boy on her now, so there's an added level of complexity to this whole situation. She goofs it again.
I'm gonna try and curtsy. We're gonna see.
Lady Gwynedd looks almost like she recognizes Olwyn, but isn't able to put it together, and says, "I recognize you, but where have we met?"
After the Saxon. Wait, not Olwyn. Sorry.
That can be your failure right there for courtesy.
I goofed it again.
Yeah. She like kind of looks at Aeronwy. She's not super judgmental, but then her eyes kind of turn back to Olwyn. You're like, oh right, she's talking to the other noble lady here.
Should I also roll my curtsy?
Yeah, just to see if you fumble.
Just to see if I fumble.
Yeah, if a failure isn't a big deal, a fumble is a big deal. You're okay. But no, neither of you are trained in the courtesies of noble etiquette, so you look a little out of place here. Olwyn, however, doesn't. So anyways, yeah, she says, "You look familiar, but I'm not sure where I've seen you, or if I've seen you."
apologize, lady, for the abruptness of my arrival. I was to be escorted by Prince Melwis. Yes, sent by King Cadwy.
Oh. Well, welcome. And are these the others then?
They were so kind as to escort me to your manor when my own escort was no longer available.
She raises a brow. Oh, okay.
There were complications in the forest, and he sent me along ahead.
I didn't know
him.
Prince Melwis was coming, though King Cadwy did inform me that there would be 3.
There is also, if I may be so bold, we came across an injured boy. I have my suspicions, but he does need help.
She looks at him, her eyes kind of go wide, and she goes, "Oh no. Is he a local? One of the common folk from the Hamlet? Or common boy
I've
from
never
the
seen him. I assume I've never seen him.
You've never seen him.
I've never seen him, milady.
And you can hear him again. She kind of like puts a hand on him. He's just like muttering. He's like, "I want to go home. I want to go home." And she looks to you all and she says, "Where is home?" And he just keeps repeating himself.
He hasn't seemed to say anything else.
He came out of the forest at around same as I did. I didn't see him behind me, but I don't know if this is a trick or not. But he does seem
out of the valley.
Right, out of valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Right, obviously.
He's poor thing, she says. Are you certain he's one of us?
No.
But he is hurt.
Okay.
And even if he is something else, doesn't mean that he deserves not to be helped.
I agree. You've brought him to me, Olwyn. You mentioned your name, right? Didn't you not? Or no?
Yes. Yeah. So, yes.
If you've brought him to me, I will see to him. It is the least I can do. Please, all of you. She keeps looking back at like Aeronwy, who she recognizes, but maybe a little confused as to where. You know what I mean? Like her thoughts are blending together. And then Beatrice, who she does not. And she says, "Are you sure that did King Cadwy mention the 3 to you?" She says to Lady Olwyn. Or to Olwyn.
He said that a gathering of something.
Of branches.
I believe. Aye, of branches.
She just shakes her head and says, "All right, let's see to him." She tends to him for a while. Like, we're gonna skip some time. Do you all stick around while that's happening? Because we're nearing an end. So, yeah.
I'll stick around.
Yeah, I'd like to stick around.
We'll give all of you, because you're kind of like, it's like the equivalent of the hospital waiting room scene in like most things. While she's working, she probably did get your assistance, Olwyn, for the first part, and then
Absolutely,
took-
Olwyn would have offered her assistance.
and then after that, like she sent you to clean up effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a couple of minutes with the three, just because we've had these suspicious moments and a few different drops of things, and the three of you are alone together, waiting for Lady Gwynedd to come out.
So, Care, you said you were sent here by King Cadwy.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He was rather a bit vague. All I know is he said that there was something happening and it wasn't time. It was time for something else. And that we had a task to do. Personally, I thought it was just an excuse not to get married.
For the king not to get married?
No, sorry. My aunt was going to try and get me betrothed. I was sort of against that. And I think he kind of knew. Or he didn't. I don't know. But he said that it wasn't time for me to get married. So he had a task. And
you don't know what it is?
well, it's not getting betrothed to some boring person who's from Salisbury.
Ugh.
I know.
We're throwing you at Salisbury?
I was only half paying attention, but it seemed boring.
Oh, I guess not getting betrothed to a Salisbury noble is a reason as any to come out here.
I mean, I mainly think anything of it. What about you? Were you
I live
sent
here.
out here too? You live here?
I live here.
Huh?
I'm gonna turn to Beatrice, who she probably doesn't recognize quite as much. You're new here, though, right?
Kind of. I've lived on the grounds of Barrowcrest for the winter. Nothing really notable to be found.
Which sounds
Not
super
the lady.
suspicious, Aeronwy, to you, because like commoners don't move around and stuff, right? Like, it's not.
Yeah, what are you doing?
If you do, you're typically a refugee being pushed off your land. That would be the only reason they would drop. And sorry to throw you into the bus there, Emily. Just adding that little bit. Yeah.
Thanks.
At least I can do.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a very long story, I suppose.
We've got time.
No,
If you want
we're
to
not
tell.
going anywhere.
My mother's kind of... It sounded like she owed a debt. And so they sent me here. I wasn't too upset to go. But...
Your mother sold you to old lady Lilo?
That's putting it in very harsh terms, but yes.
Goodness.
Yes, it's pretty accurate.
I didn't know Lilo did that kind of thing. She seemed
I'm
so
not sure
nice.
Lilo had a choice in it. I'm not. How suspicious was Lilo? Like, did Lilo know that I got essentially sold to her?
She it's more
Or
like
to my knowledge.
it's more like she took you in. Like she didn't sound particularly prepared for it, but
Okay.
you became useful to her quick.
That's what I thought.
You probably bummed around like wherever you could stay for a couple of days until they figured out your skill set, which fit best with
Oh,
Lilo.
wow.
Yeah. So Lila wasn't aware of my entire predicament. I was sort of sent here and I was escorted to a point, and I'm a little upset with the escorts because there was nowhere to stay. There was nowhere to land.
They
So
just took you from your mom and dropped you here?
they dropped me across the valley from here.
Oh!
And then just kind of sent me on my way.
Aeronwy's like, perfect. So you just walk through the valley by yourself. Great.
So
Like that's more. Aeronwy has that knowledge more than anybody. She's from here. She's like, oh, the one place you're forbidden to go, like your entire childhood. And they just dropped this girl off on her own.
it's like
Foster you.
oh. So yeah, I'm not the most pleased I've ever been. I seem to be getting on with Lilo fairly well, but the lady never saw me.
Huh.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
could-
You're not supposed to go into the valley, so it's good that you got out of it.
I'm gathering that as I live here, slowly. Especially today with people disappearing into mist and people appearing out of it.
Yes, that was a little odd. Doesn't happen every day, but
I've seen you training before. Are you going to be a knight?
I was hoping to be, but the knight that was training me got killed by that knight in the fog. That's why I was trying to go after him.
Well, they disappeared, so I don't think you would have been able to find it.
I noticed that, yes, it was frustrating.
I knew a knight without a squire. He was one of the people that kindly dropped me off here. He seemed okay enough.
Except for the
Don't
part where
worry,
he
it's-
dropped you in the valley.
Not even in the valley. Clear other end. But I mean, we could always try and find him, though I did kind of line up a boy in my village to be his squire.
Oh, that's nice of
He-
you.
Tried to save me. It was very brave, but a very ill attempt.
Oh,
It was
I
sweet.
He needed more
Something
training.
else. He needed a lot of things.
Oh dear.
Not
Needed
bad,
work
huh?
on horsemanship. Horsemanship was key.
No. Oh,
We were
well.
down a horse by the end, and it wasn't mine.
Poor boy.
Oh, wow.
Goodness.
That knight has his work cut out for him. If he gets tired of that boy, I'm a little bit better at horse riding now.
The boy did just fine. He was worried about what his father would think. His
Oh,
knight
yes.
died. They were kind of destitute.
Oh,
And he
no.
lost the horse. So, there's a lot of things.
I hope he's doing
Boy.
well.
Can't
Yeah.
be easy to lose a night.
No.
At this point, the door opens. You can hear in the distance Lady Gwynedd coming this way.
Milady.
She is
I stand.
not bloody or anything because all that work was done in advance with Olwyn and Lady having done that prior. So this is more like the complex mending and additional tending to. She says, he seems to be fast asleep now. Good. No more whimpering. His breathing is calm.
And everything
good.
seems to be fine.
Until he fell asleep, he continued to ask for home. He still couldn't answer. He just kept repeating it.
I think maybe it's some sort of glamour.
Enough time in fairy, they say that people can, well, they can, their minds, they tend to unravel. And I can only imagine that torture does much the same, so put the two together, she shrugs.
Do you think he can recover from it?
I have hope. He was able to give me his name. Or at least I think. He said his name was Rickard. And with that, we're going to close the session. So,
Always been on so long!
yeah. So this was episode 1 of Gathering of Branches. Please feel free to follow along for part 2, because this is kind of more of a cliffhanger-ish piece. We're gonna pick up right where we left off for the next point. I'm Bob. I run tonight, and that little Easter egg does tie into the prologue that we ran before this game. So I wanted to do that with both games and make sure there were lots of fun tie-ins.
I've been wondering where he was. I almost asked you where he was at some point, just out of curiosity, because I thought people had forgotten about him, but I've been worried about him so much, Bob. And I thought maybe it could be him when I saw him, but then it didn't.
Do you remember where he got
so
lost?
happy. What?
Do you remember when he got lost?
Yeah, he got separated from Dallin when Dallin fought the Goblin Knight.
Uh-huh.
That, oh boy!
Yeah,
so
you said like the age range, and I was like,
Yeah, so the one mystery, well, I'll leave that mystery point because there's more to figure out on in game, so we'll leave that. I won't spoil everything.
yeah.
But yeah, so apparently, Rickard is back, maybe.
Apparently.
Yeah, feel
Maybe.
free. So
We don't know. Who knows?
Emotionally, who knows?
For those that have just joined for this game, there's a parallel game called Sword of Victory, 2 different Pendragon games, one set in Salisbury, one set in Summerland, border areas, borderlands, we'll call them. That there'll be a little bit of back and forth with, but they'll very much be their own stories. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and rip down the outros, starting with Rebecca. Rebecca.
Hello, I am Rebecca. I was playing Olwyn today, and thank you very much for joining. If you like this, feel free to follow the Twitch and follow along the stories, like Bob said. We also have a YouTube channel, Taking Time Bob, where all of these and all of our previous games and Twitch streams have been are being hosted. And then we've also got a cool little Discord link below, and you can go ahead and join us. And yeah, it's very cool. A lot of cool. Yeah, a child. Fun little community. You should join and get notifications of when we go live. If you're not following the Twitch. And yeah, I think I've said everything that wait, no, I can do the Twitter thing. I can be the Twitter boy. You can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Queen of Ferelden if you want.
Hello,
I don't
Raid.
say funny things sometimes, but
Hi, Cinder Raid. Welcome to the room. You're picking up on our outros, but I will pass this on after we're done and make sure I pass the raid on. Thank you very much for popping by. We are Gathering of Branches, a Pendragon role-playing game experience. You can come here to see more fairy wonkiness and magic in the times of Merlin and King Uther. We are going to run about this time most Tuesdays, so feel free to stop
we're
by.
much cooler than those Salisbury nights.
Right?
Ooh,
Dumb.
Salisbury. Sunday nights if you want to catch the dumb Salisbury nights, but we're
Oh, no.
cooler.
We're gonna build
Whatever.
a stream feud. Thanks, Cinderblock Ellie. I appreciate
start
it.
No, we love them. We love them. He's my best friend.
Yeah,
He's my
except for
best friend
Matic,
on
who
that stream.
sucks.
It's fine.
Obviously.
Oh. All right. Let's go on to the Emily's outro here.
Hi, I'm Emily. I was playing Betrys. Yeah, that's what I got. I didn't have to.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I didn't prep you for an outro.
Oh, I'm good.
As a caveat, you know,
It was super fun.
If you have anything public, feel free to share it here. If you don't, just say who you are and don't feel bad about it. It's all good.
Yep.
Megan.
I played Betrys. I had so much fun.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Hi, I'm Megan. And if you find me on social media, no, you did not. You're gonna look away. I've been playing
Don't
Aeronwy,
challenge
and that's
Switch, please.
don't challenge Twitch. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Megan. I've been playing Aeronwy, and I'm certainly on the Discord.
Awesome.
Join us next week.
All right.
7 this time instead.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead
Possibly.
and say goodbye for now, but I will pass on the raid immediately. So thanks for the raid again, and we will see you all later. Take care.
Bye.